Hello there. Good morning, good evening, and good night wherever you are. Today I decided, you know what? I have a little bit of time on my hands, so I figured I might as well just rank the 70s Genesis catalog for you guys. So I'm just going to be focusing on the studio albums from 1970 to 1976. That's kind of where my personal idea of Genesis stops. So, and I would love to hear your feedback in the comment section below. So, let's get right into it. So, coming in last place for me is going to be Wind and Wuthering from 1976. Definitely a much more softer, more melodic album. It's very atmospheric. But yeah, it's still got some good songs on it. I like 11th and Lamar, One for Divine, probably my favorite song on here. Your Own Special Way, yeah, if you had cut 3 minutes off of it, I would probably enjoy it a lot more. But as it is, it's fine. Blood on the Rooftops is fantastic. And of course, the album closes out with three songs that we all kind of just lump in together. I personally lump them all together. Unquiet Slumbers for the Sleepers, In That Quiet Earth, and of course Afterglow. But as it stands, very keyboard heavy, very atmospheric, but it doesn't have the extra oomph that I want from a Genesis album. So that's why this one comes in last. Okay, coming up next, I have their debut, shall we say, Trespass. This is whoops, sorry. This one, of course, features Peter Gabriel, Tony Banks, Michael Rutherford, Anthony Phillips, and what's his name again? John Mayhew. John Mayhew on drums. It's very pastoral. It's where you kind of hears the beginning of Genesis with the three-piece acoustic guitars. Definitely very pastoral. Very. I like the sound of this album. Looking for Someone, I think, is a great song. I like Stagnation is probably my favorite song on this, and of course it contains a knife, but it gives you just a slice of where they're about to go next. So, coming up next, I have Nursery Crime. Yes, the first one with the classic lineup of Peter Gabriel on vocals, Tony Banks on keyboards, Michael Rutherford on bass rhythm guitars, Steve Hackett is officially on board on lead guitar, and you got the mighty, shall we say, a small guy you might have heard of. His name is Phil Collins on drums. But yeah, this is a classic prog album. I really like this one. Obviously, you got the musical box. You have the Return of the Giant Hogweed, and of course, my personal favorite of this album, The Fountain of Salmacis. Those three epics makes this album worth listening alone. I like the mellotron and the vocal melody on Seven Stones. Harold the Barrel I kind of find just obnoxious, and Harley Quinn I just completely forget about. So yeah, but if I were to recommend an album from the early Genesis catalog for people to hear, and one they should start off with, it's definitely this one. So Nursery Crime comes in next. Okay, and now the next three can kind of change a little bit, but as for today, I gotta go with The Lamb Lies Down on Broadway. This is the last album with Peter Gabriel on vocals, and it's a full-blown rock opera concept album about a Puerto Rican kid named Rael living in New York City, going on a journey of self-discovery. Okay, that was a little bit kind of pretentious, I guess. I mean, and it is to some extent a little overblown, but I admire the ambition of this album. The first LP and first disc of this I think is absolutely magnificent, and the second one, yeah, it's definitely the most avant-garde. It's definitely the most experimental I think Genesis ever got. But as it stands, it's a great album. I mean, obviously you got the title track, Fly on the Windshield, Broadway Melody of 1974. In the Cage is, I really like In the Cage. Back in New York City is great. Lily White Lilith, The Chamber of 32 Doors. Yeah, and I mean, The Colony of the Slipper Man, Riding the Scree, It. I mean, yeah, it's a great album from start to finish. It's definitely is a commitment. So if you're not ready for something very big and very massive, you probably should start off with some of the other ones before you really get to this one. But it's a great one. So definitely not one to write off. So coming in at number, I guess it will be number 3, A Trick of the Tail. Now, A Trick of the Tail is the first one where Phil Collins stepped up from behind the drums and now is also the lead vocalist. I really like this one. It really showed the fact that yeah, we can still carry on even though we lost a pretty primary member of the band, but we got somebody to step up, and we have momentum, and we can keep moving forward after losing Gabriel. Sorry. So yeah, obviously you got Dance on the Volcano, which is big. I love that one. Love that song. Squonk is great. Madman Moon, really like that one. Robbery, Assault and Battery, I think is just awful. Not exactly awful. I just don't like it because I don't like the idea of Phil Collins trying to do the Gabriel thing with the different character voices and stuff. To me, it doesn't work when Phil Collins doing it. And you obviously got Los Endos, which uses themes from different sections of different songs on the album, which is a good way to wrap up the album. So yeah, coming in at number 3 for me is going to be A Trick of the Tail. And now next one up is going to be the beloved Foxtrot. If anything, just Stop Is Ready and Watch All the Skies alone and Can Utility and the Coastliners, yeah, it's earned a spot in top 3 just for those songs alone. Get 'Em Out by Friday, I think it's just a little bit too offbeat for me. I mean, it's very British, very Monty Python-esque, as I like to say. But yeah, I really don't. I just don't have to get full here. I personally don't really go back to Get 'Em Out by Friday. I mean, Timetable is okay, but as it stands, I will listen to Watch All the Skies, Timetable, Can Utility, and then Stop Is Ready. So yeah, so that one comes in at number 2? Yeah, number 2. And of course, obviously coming in at number 1, it's got to be Selling England by the Pound from 1973. It's definitely the most pastoral, the most English sounding, and it's the place where basically the classic lineup of the band had perfectly refined their sound. Obviously, when you have songs like Dancing with the Moonlit Night and I Know What I Like, which is a very cool pop song. Perfect Fifth for me is a top 3 Genesis song. If anything, just the Steve Hackett guitar solo I think is amazing on it. Battle Line Before is kind of cool, and of course it got Cinema Show on it. I mean, I love the instrumental section of the Cinema Show. So yeah, this one comes in at number 1 for me. So if you need an album to check out that perfectly encapsulates Genesis from that early classic period, this is the one for me to go check out. So if you guys had followed me thus far, it comes in at number 1, Selling England by the Pound. Excuse me. Number 2, Foxtrot. Number 3, A Trick of the Tail. Coming in at number 4, The Lamb. Number 5, Nursery Crime. Number 6, Trespass. And of course at which would be number 7, is Window Watering. So with that, I just wish everyone a good day, and I hope to see you guys in the next one.